What's up, guys? Preparing my, you know, daily dose of pills. I'm a sick fuck, and I like a quick fuck. Cutting pills into four is not that fun, though. It's pretty annoying. I wish I could just buy... I saw these pills, like, in 1 milligram form, but they're pretty expensive, and I have to order from a different... What? Wait, what? What? Huh? Oh, does it work now? Oh. That's weird. So the music was fine, but usually when it's robot, it's the music robot is as well. Oh, I see. Thanks for telling me. Cutting pills into four is not fun. I found these pills in 1 milligram dosage, but they're like 10 times more expensive. So stupid, dude. I fucking hate. I hate Big Pharma. Okay? But for different reasons. For some reason, apparently, people, dudes in Ukraine are like, oh, hair loss? Don't care. Like, I mean, I understand there's other things to worry about, but like, come on, man. Right? Sorry about that. Make a device for it? Well, I have a device. This is the device. It's called a fucking pill cutter. Still annoying. The fuck is going on? It's like a Mexican favela or some shit, right? Dogs barking, some woman screams. Bro, shut the fuck up, Jesus Christ. Do people use nail clippers to cut pills? Don't you like use them on nails and then you kind of use them on pills? You put that in your mouth? No? Is that not disgusting? Okay, we got the pills. Now, we get the powder. This is a liver powder. Good for liver. Have you seen Inside My Rocket? Yes. Didn't we see it like in the beginning of the war? It started. You know what I found online and I ordered today? I just couldn't hold myself. A 100,000 RPM air blower. Pocket sized. 100,000 RPM. What? Probably a scam. Could be a scam. I saw it on TikTok. But it looks great. It looks so cool. Not that type of blower. Bro, putting your cock in a 100,000 RPM blower? Nah. Don't sound good. Pro tip, when you're trying to... Jesus fucking Christ, little fucking bitch-ass dog. Shut the fuck up. It's always the fucking degen small dogs. Life pro tip, if you want to mix some, like, some mixture, right? I've learned a lot about mixtures in the past couple of weeks, you know? You put a little bit of water, you mix it up, you swirl it around, and then you add water, you mix. Hog. True. And you look cool like a gentleman or some shit. You know, swirling your... whatever the fuck this is. I don't even know what this is, but apparently it's good for your liver. I'm just taking it as a precaution because I'm taking those acne pills, and they're hitting your liver pretty bad, and my liver is already damaged. I was actually told by the doctor to not take them, but I was like, nah. What the fuck do you know? Okay. Honestly, I felt a little bit like those crazy people, you know, when they say that doctors only want you to waste your fucking money and constantly go to them and buy expensive shit, and I felt like that. It felt like that. My results were okay. They weren't great, but they were okay. Jesus, will that dog shut the fuck up at some point at least? Holy Christ. Okay, that's a lot of pills. Is that a lot of pills? That looks like a lot of pills. Pills here. Nice. All right, getting healthier by the second. Okay, already feel good. Already feel good in good. They're in the woods. Already feel good, invigorated, guys. Ready to go. Do you think it was actually Fidel and Che? You mean Fidel Castro and Che Guevara? Why is it like this? Give me a second. Why is it pinned? Why can't I edit this? I reposted something from a public that I saw, but for some reason I can't edit the text. Ah, whatever, who cares? No, I care. Holy shit, what? Oh, it's a different fucking... never mind. Okay. I don't think so. I don't know. Why would I know something like that? I'm not really into fashion and stuff. But I think that, yes, definitely some style of clothing is popularized by famous people, right? It makes sense that during the times of no huge like Hollywood stars and influencers, people would look at the world leaders and what they would wear, and they would kind of copy it. That makes sense. YouTube doesn't notify of your stream. Don't you have to do like some fucking hoops and goops and shit? Don't you have to like subscribe and hit a fucking bell notification and shit like that? By the way, on my Discord, you will always get notification, okay? Join my Discord. Just type !Discord to get the link. Click the link, join Discord. Mute all the fucking channels except the Hubson channel. Every time I stream, you will receive a notification, guaranteed, okay? On both my Kick and YouTube. Kick notification comes a little bit earlier, so. What's up, man? A lot of thirst for Trudeau in the news. The French guy? The Canadian guy? He's alright. Oh, you are on Discord? It notifies you? Yeah, that's smart, dude. Okay, that's really smart. Just found out you were banned? Yeah. I think I think Twitch should notify all the followers that, you know, Twitch is banned. What do you want to what do you want your last message to be to your fans, you know? Yeah, it's a unfortunate situation. That's an interesting question that you're asking about, like, fashion trends and stuff. I bet some of it thanks to them, you know, but those dudes are not like fashion icons, right? They probably have people who dress them up or something like that, you know. Maybe not Che Guevara. He's just like random and shit. Anyway, I hate all those guys. Aren't there fucking disgusting dictators or some shit? Or some fucking naive fucking... I don't know much. I don't like them. Gut feeling. I know Fidel Castro is a fucking cunt. That I know. Or about Che Guevara. I know that people who I dislike have him on their t-shirts. So I don't know what to think about him that much, you know. Got rushed from executing people. Yeah, that seems like not a good thing, you know. So pretty safe. I would think that. Pretty safe to say those dudes are not. Che Guevara was Fidel's buddy? Seriously? Damn. I remember I got annoyed by people who wear his t-shirts with Che Guevara, and I remember that I googled something about him and that he wasn't really a nice guy, and I was like, I fucking knew it. Those people are fucking morons. I fucking knew it. Oh, there we go. God, I watched... Oh my god. I watched yesterday, Destiny has this show, Kick or Keep. It's like a Rash Royale, basically, and he invited this guy, Rob Nuir, I don't fucking know, dude. What a fucking moron. Goddamn, he upset me. When they started talking about Ukraine, I was boiling mad. Okay? I was boiling mad. I was actually talking with the computer monitor, insulting this guy. I sent an email to the guy who runs the show for Destiny, if I can be on that show. Because it's on fucking Kick and whatever, you know. So I sent him an email. I said, here's what's up. If you can invite me, that'd be great. And conspiracy has it Trudeau's mom went on a meeting with Castro the same year Justin was born. Wow, what a conspiracy. How many men she's seen that year when he was born? Any one of those guys could be potentially his father. What, Trudeau looks like him or some shit? Sorry, my PC is too fucking loud. Damn. Ukraine spends 2 trillion Ukrainian hryvnias a year on war. This is more than the revenue part of the peacetime budget when it amounted to 1.3 trillion hryvnias. Ouch. Okay, just catching up on the latest news. Wasn't this kind of like didn't we know this? Ukrainians will not receive the Abrams M1A2 that the US have announced. Did they announce A2? Instead, they will receive an older model, A1. A1 doesn't have depleted uranium armor. Yeah. That's what I've... Wasn't that the problem? In US said that they will give us the A1 option. It's kind of interesting that they still have 750 of A1s in active service and thousands more in storage. Ooh, the A1 Ukraine receives will have updated optoelectronics. That's nice. That's good. Depleted uranium armor. Sounds cool though. What is this? Oh shit, I can't show this. Wow, this is like literally Russian split into fucking pieces. I bet I could show that on Kick, maybe. I don't even know if it's fucking okay for Kick, dude. Holy shit. I don't know if it's even okay for my Telegram. I don't know. You wanna see it? Yeah, I mean, fuck it. I'll post it on my Telegram. Viewer discretion is advised. I mean, it's blurred, you know. When it's on my Telegram and it's blurred, it's no, that wasn't even nasty. Rusak got hit by artillery. People asked sometimes what happens when you get hit by artillery, like almost directly. That what happens. I mean, I don't know if I can blur it. How bad it's gonna look. Okay, let's be safe. Okay. I mean, you get the idea, right? Holy shit. Yeah, you get the idea. Remember rotten.com? No, probably not. When we go back in time, I wasn't really on the western side of the internet. But I did see a lot of nasty shit. Usually people would... Usually older dudes would just show you that shit. Not older dudes, but like older teens would show you that shit on like shitty flip phones and stuff. Like a shit video or shitty video or something like that. And I remember this video where, I think it was in Ukraine, some dudes were cutting off another dude's head. It fucking haunted me for fucking days. I couldn't sleep. Well, I could sleep. It just, yeah, gave me nightmares and shit. I remember when I was a kid, I had a lot of nightmares. Like, I had problems with sleeping. And then I was like, eh, fucking whatever. Okay, can I show this? He kind of... I mean, there's no gore. It's also loud. Let me quickly take a look through it. There's no gore, but at some point he shoots the guy in the head. Oh, fuck it. If YouTube bans me, I mean, you know, we had a good run, guys. Meat Squad. Jesus. That was some weak blur, dude.
Забирай, блядь. Заебался. Попить есть.
Look at the amount of mud. Holy fucking shit, dude. Yikes. Seems like it's an older video. Everything is green right now, obviously, so. A view in Bakhmut. On Bakhmut.
Вот он, родной Бахмут.
It's crazy that... Look how little buildings are still left standing. That is fucking insane. That's it? Wow. Novoyegorivka was liberated. Novoyegorivka, let me just quickly check where that is. Oh, it's an older post, never mind. Damn. It's like when you kill a smoker in Left 4 Dead. It just explodes like that. Russian book system destroyed by HIMARS. '80th Separate Assault Brigade. Air Assault Brigade. Enemy book. Destroyed. Bro, that combination, like fucking satellite internet, drones, and fucking GPS precision munition, it's just fucking insane. Russians literally don't, like, even if they have drones, they don't have the other two, which makes it so much more complicated. Like, let's say you have a drone, the drone flies up, it looks at the territory, a Russian that is drone operator says what he sees, the guy uses the radio to describe, you know, all of that shit needs to be interpreted. We just streamed the fucking shit to the command and to the artillery, and they just fucking boom, boom, boom. And we have like precision shit and stuff. Man. Dude, that Rob guy, holy shit, when he was arguing against like sending weapons to Ukraine, I was like fucking losing my mind. Well, if Ukraine is doing so well, why do we need to send weapons to them? Well, they're not doing so well, you know, there's horrible stuff is going on in that country and, you know, they need their help. Well, if they're not doing so well, it means that they lost. Why would we waste weapons? What a fucking loser, dude. Holy fucking shit, dude. Fucking degen. Literally, the whole fucking thing about that guy is government corrupt, therefore, and everything, like, You can just imagine, like, every take, you already know the answer. Russian soldier got shrapnel in the ass. Yikes, bro. I don't know. Can I show this on YouTube? It's like there's a little bit of blood. He's not dead though, right? He's not in pieces. Can I show this? Man, I don't fucking know. I mean, YouTube is pretty safe with that stuff, right? Or not really? I don't know anything anymore. I know that Twitch is like super cucked, but like, don't. Okay, I'll blur it and you'll see, kinda.
Нормально, брат, такого ничего нет. Раз,
A hole,
два,
hole,
три,
hole.
четыре и в шее 5.
There's 4 holes in the back.
Жопу тоже, ну покажи.
And then in the fucking ass. Several.
Ноги тоже. 7 штук.
By the way, if you that's a normal Russian uniform. Nothing happened to it.
Ты не сможешь присесть, да, сюда?
Says you won't be able to sit. He's just like, nah.
Ехать, этот, буханку что же ёбнуло?
Fucking whatever, dude. If he starts drinking water, he's gonna be like in Tom and Jerry. He's gonna have little fucking faucets from him. True. What is this? Oh my god. They're gonna show. Okay, good. I was like, hopefully they're not gonna show what happened to him afterwards. They didn't. Jeez, that seems like a mine though, right? Anti-tank mine? Yeah, he tried to pull like an anti-tank mine or something. Holy shit, pieces of him flew everywhere. Oh man. Well done. Russians to add grills to their tanks so they can be used for barbecue.
Расскажи анекдот. Ну, слушай.
What is this shit fucking Russian song? Well, cope cages don't help. Why the music fits? Oh shit, what is that? Is that cluster? Not big ones, right? There's like smaller ones or what? With less explosives there? And I'm sorry, what is this? A scheme of sale of newborn children abroad is revealed. The criminal scheme was organized by two owners of private clinics in Kiev and Kharkiv. How, according to the Ministry of Internal Affairs, they took from 50 to 70,000 euros for a child. These criminals were looking for women who were ready to become surrogate mothers. Is that illegal? Women were promised 12,000 euros? Man, I thought it was going to be way cheaper than this. Is this illegal? I don't understand. What's going on? I thought that it's like a legal practice. It's kind of, I don't know. Am I misunderstanding? It's not like they're selling kids. It's like they're just incubators for, you know, they implant the egg, they implant the sperm. That's how surrogate mothers work, nah? The fuck are you looking at me for? Do you not know what the fuck that is? Yeah, they implant the egg, they implant the sperm into the egg, and it's like not your child, like biologically. You're just an incubator, basically. I didn't know that was illegal. In Ukraine, at least. The comments are just... Yeah, some comments are normal. Wait. Some comments are just people completely misunderstand. Some people ask normal questions. Very very strange article. Okay, I don't know what this means. Maybe what they were selling children? Okay, whatever, dude. Just catching up quickly on the news. Yike, bro! Germany refuses to supply Ukraine with long-range missiles Taurus. We still believe that this is not our top priority? Not only we do not deliver, our American allies are not supplying these cruise missiles either. Ours have a special range. Bro, they need to fucking pull the fucking Russian cock out of their fucking ass. So what? That we can shell Russia with it. That's the plan, motherfucker. Give it, now. Women gets 12,000, men behind get the rest. I mean, 12 grand is not bad for 9 months. I remember they were cracking down on clinics in Russia in the summer 21 when the first gathering of troops at the border were conducted. Jesus fucking Christ. Bro, it's so annoying, dude. Like, okay, listen. If you're so afraid of us using these missiles against on Russian territory, can't we just promise that we're not gonna use it? Because if we break our promise with the West, we're not gonna like it. Like, we're not gonna like it. It's against our interests. Then what the fuck is the problem? I don't understand. Oh, typical Russia. In the Sverdlovsk region, 2 scumbags who recently returned from the war dragged an 18-year-old girl into a fountain and threatened to kill her because of the color of her hair. No sound. At least they didn't scalp her like the dude. Surprising they came back from the war. Don't worry, fucking degens like that gonna go again. There won't be a second wind, you know? Bro, literally a hair color. Holy shit. Degen country. Not surprised. Poland has deployed combat helicopters to the border with Belarus, the pilots of which are ready to open fire in case of a threat. Marek Sokolowski says, deputy chief of the Polish General Staff. TV Rain said that they also made comments about her looking Jewish. How can you look Jewish? Well, what does that even look like? I didn't see any fucking those things on her hair, you know? And a little hat. How can you look Jewish? What does that even mean? Big nose? Can't you be Greek also? Just catching up on the news. Give me a sec. Borat metrics. That's interesting. Okay. The news for today. Nothing extreme, I don't believe. Okay. I don't even know what this means, but maybe we'll get there together, you know? The counteroffensive of armed forces of Ukraine. Ukrainian troops declined from using USA tactics, says New York Times. USA expected that our fighters would show how the American way of waging war is superior to the Russian one. I mean, if we had fucking F-16s, you know? Including, we're talking about the decentralization of management of various units in the battle. We're using that, though. We use that, though, no? I mean, maybe it's not as effective right now when we're trying to plan big counteroffensive operations. They need the intelligence, they need the data, right? When you're... I don't know. On the battlefield, the armed forces encountered significant mining and massive shelling. The commanders changed their tactics. They began to exhaust the Russian forces with artillery and missiles. Is that not tactic of USA as well? USA kind of does that, no? Ukrainian volunteers have developed People's Cruise Missile, Trembita, France 24. Warhead missiles have more expensive electronics so they can hit targets accurately. They will be able to suppress the Russian air defense system, the inventors hope. In what fucking way? I wonder, what the fuck is this?
This is the Trembita, a traditional Ukrainian mountain horn. And this is part of the new cruise missile named after it. The volunteers developing the Trembita say it will be hundreds of times cheaper than Western equivalents.
В якості ударної ракети, яка несе бойову частину, там вже буде використовуватися, звичайно, дорога електроніка, яка дозволяє наводитися і попадати точно. А хибна ціль буде дуже дешева. Ми хочемо виснажити російські засоби ППО, щоб наступні бойові ракети долітали в ціль.
Watching the demonstration are a group of volunteers
Extremely
from other
cheap
towns,
missile.
interested to get involved in making Trembitas in multiple locations.
З нашої сторони зараз відбувається аналіз того, що відбувається, який можливий буде, який внесок ми зможемо зробити в це.
Я дуже рада, що в Україні розвивається таке виробництво, і мені дуже сподобався основний посил того, що віддалити хлопців від лінії фронту задля збереження їх життя.
The Trembita's inventors may be volunteers, but they're no amateurs. They've already produced hundreds of mortars. This one's advantage is not so much price as operability.
Ось телефон, ось на карті ти вибираєш точку, нажимаєш і міномет автоматично...
Well, that's all good and dandy, but you would need to develop a very sophisticated software solution for that, I feel like, no?
Цілився з урахуванням усіх поправок. За цей самий час можна розвернути батарею, навести на ціль, зробити 10-15 пострілів, скласти і покинути вогневу позицію.
Active since 2014, the Bureau has
I mean, I feel like stuff like this, if it has potential, it gets picked up by, ministries and stuff pretty quickly.
yet to receive any financial support from the government.
Ми вважаємо, і ми переконані, що вклад волонтерів, який займається технічними інноваційними...
What did he say about the government financial?
The Bureau has yet to receive any financial support from the government.
Maybe there's a reason for that?
Ми вважаємо, і ми переконані, що вклад волонтерів, який займається технічними інноваційними розробками, це величезний внесок. Нарешті з'явилися різні державні діячі, які хочуть допомогти.
Розробка, яка робиться підприємцями чи волонтерами, чи...
We passed a lot of different laws to allow stuff like this, develop weapons and stuff. It was against the law before, but now it's okay.
Якимись ініціативними групами вона зазвичай робиться.
I feel like I hear that from like people who dislike the government. We still have those, yeah, of course. Poroshenko bots and others. That, the government is not doing enough. The government is inhibiting.
Це і швидше, і дешевше, ніж великою бюрократичною машиною.
We leave the volunteers discussing their possible future collaboration, with one of the topics being how to make sure any new production facilities don't become targets for Russian missiles.
It's a worthwhile concern, I would say. That's what testing is for. Yeah, but there's like hundreds of companies already working with our ministries. And they produce stuff. A lot of drones. Not sure about the missiles. I feel like missile development is not that easy. I think I saw something like this. Well, I mean, financial humanitarian assistance is very well appreciated, but like actually sending people in here, you would need to be I don't know, there's like missiles flying, it's not that simple. All the other examples, I'm gonna try to steelman the position. All the other examples are fairly safe areas, just manpower, They did fire on the evacuees in Afghanistan? What do you mean? Okay, the specifications for the missile. Missile is 100 kilograms. You can put 20 kilograms of warhead. It flies 140 kilometers away, 400 kilometers an hour is the speed, 2,000 meters above the ground. 30 meters is the minimal height. It uses regular gasoline. In the flood? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just like V1, but with a modern guidance, I suppose. Well, yeah, I mean, if it's 140 kilometers away, that's not bad, but, could be... We need better. We need more. We need long-range missiles. By the way, we're working on that as well. I mean, it's been a year and a half, and Russians kind of use long-range missiles from day one. So we kind of know the the importance of that. Perhaps developing of the long-range missiles is one of the top priorities we might have at the moment, because at some point we just might be in a situation where if Russia shells our cities with long-range missiles, we're gonna do the same to theirs, and it's going to be the only thing that would stop them, because we would, you know, we would just target Moscow, you know, the only fucking city. Fucking annoying piece of shit, bruh. Ugh. Bro, it's so fucking annoying. You can't even... When it's like fucking middle of the night and it's like several times. Ugh. Fucking cunts. All right. Russian government has included Norway in the list of unfriendly states. What did Norway do? Because of Stoltenberg? All right. This is, who cares? Like, they just report about it probably because it's funny at this point. Like, does it even do anything? This guy is apparently a priest, and this is an Orthodox Christianity channel. I will translate, and I promise this is what he's actually saying.
На Украине болезнь так запущена,
In Ukraine, they're so sick
что уже никакими уговорами,
that
переговорами,
there's no discussions with them.
там ничего это излечить невозможно.
You will not heal them with words.
Там возможно только хирургия.
There's only surgery.
Поэтому ответом на,
Left.
на эти выступления нацистов может быть
So only one response to these Nazis can be is TOS 1A.
Это нужно выжигать.
You have to burn this out. Give me a second.
Совершенно так. Мне скажут, ой, это не христианский путь.
Oh, they're telling me it's not Christian way.
Христианский вполне.
It is.
Просто этика для этих людей, они же себя позиционируют как язычники.
Because they are not Christians.
И получите как
Right?
язычники.
And they'll receive an answer as what are they called? Not you know, when you like believe in some smaller like different gods, what is it called? Like old religions, what are they called? There's a word for that.
Поэтому для вас не новозаветная этика, а ветхозаветная. Или пророка, который лично взял и перерезал глотки.
It says, so we will not apply the new ethics to you, but the Old Testament ethics. Pagans, yes.
Служителям Валаама.
Like one of the prophets slit the throats of the servicemen of who? Baal, whatever?
Служителям Валаама. И с
Valam.
этими также нужно.
And we need to do the same to them.
Уничтожать
We need to
без всякого
destroy
сомнения.
without a single doubt.
Только ветхозаветная этика.
There you go. Russian Orthodoxy in its beauty. Burn and slit the throats of Ukrainians. That's what he says. Wow. Well, the shit is documented. Okay, they will repent. All right. New information, by the way. The death of the leadership of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So ДБР це у нас антикорруп... Ні. I don't remember what it stands for, but Security Bureau of Investigations, probably, informed the officials of the State Emergency Service about the suspicion. They allowed flagrant violations of traffic safety rules in operation of air support, which led to the death of people in the ministry. This is the recording from the black box. It says very thick fog. Yes, the fog is indeed thick. The moment of crash. So, they're basically saying is that the State Emergency Service allowed flagrant violations of traffic safety rules in operation of air transport, which led to the death of people. Officials of the State Emergency Service involved a helicopter, which was on duty to respond to potential emergency situations in Kiev and the region, to transport the delegation. The aircraft did not have permits for other types of flights, so it could basically the helicopter could only be used to respond to potential emergency situations. Causes of the tragedy. During the preparation for the flight, the crew commander was not informed about the meteorological data along with the entire route for the planned movement, in particular about the extremely unfavorable weather conditions over the city of Brovary. That's where the crash happened. The crew did not have appropriate permits for flights in difficult weather conditions and the necessary certificates. However, none of the officials responsible for flight safety canceled the flight. Due to the difficult weather conditions, the helicopter was forced to fly in an extremely low altitude, which is even lower than the height of the buildings en route. The crew commander saw an obstacle, a multi-story building, and began to perform a flyby maneuver, but he rose sharply, lost his orientation in space, and during the completion of the maneuver, due to the lack of necessary skills, allowed a collision with the ground. So, well, the conspiracy is that Russia sabotaged it, or this was done on purpose. No, human error. Just human error and just improper. What is this music so fucking sad? What the fuck is happening? People fucking around on their job. That's what happened. And that's why you should be a professional of what you do. You never know if people can get hurt because of your fucking stupidity, you know? Like, I always remember that fucking moment when in Turkey there was earthquakes, and one of the cities mostly was stood without damage because the mayor in the city actually gave a fuck. I don't know how, like, maybe mayor launched a campaign, maybe not only him was responsible, right, obviously, but let's say mayor of the city gave a fuck about the permits and proper structural integrities and proper certificates for the buildings, and they didn't have as many people dying. You know, these officials think that they're like, oh, whatever, I'll take a bribe, who gives a shit, right? And then people die. I mean, like, come on, man. Oh, very nice. Russia is shelling Ukraine with the missiles that Kiev handed over to Moscow for gas debts. Schemes found evidence that Russia is firing at us with X-55 cruise missiles, which Kiev handed over officially to Moscow within the framework of the agreement between Cabinet of Ministers and the government of the Russian Federation in 1999 in exchange for repayment of debts for the consumed Russian gas. Listen, if you have a country neighbor that is saying, okay, we'll take the missiles instead of money, they're up to no good, my man. Fail to see it. Oh, damn. Holy shit. Guys, it's over for us. New Russian development on the battlefield. I don't even know what the fuck is that. What? Bro, seriously? Matt Gray's video for the technical difficulty said they actually measure the wind outside the helicopter cabin by flapping a weighted piece of fabric. Who, where? Who does that? Next gen armor, degen armor. This like level 1 armor, you know, when you just spawn, this is your armor that you find. The heli pilots? Well, they measure the wind by a fucking piece of rag. No shot, dude. Unless if don't you have like things that do that in your fucking cabin or some shit? This is funny. It kind of reminds me of the beginning of the war, where people would people would create Telegram channels, and they would say in these Telegram channels that they can take people to evacuate. This is what it says: 0608. So on the 6th of August, this guy is gonna go to through Alushta, Donetsk. He's gonna go to Alushta. Wait, he's Jesus fucking degen fucking moron, Russian pieces of shit. 6th of August, this guy's gonna go from Alushta to Donetsk through Melitopol, Berdyansk, Mariupol. He says, I'm gonna take people with me and some parcels. I have a small regular sedan. It's not gonna cost a lot. Already evacuating people from Crimea through fucking occupied territories. Yike, bro. Fucking get him, dude. You ain't leaving. You stay forever. -6 enemy warehouses with ammunition in the Torian direction. The defense forces performed during the day 1,436 fire missions. Whoa! Destroyed 22 units of enemy equipment at 6 warehouses with ammunition. Said that commander of the operational strategic groups of troops, Tavria. I think Tavria is the south. We did perform 1,400 firing tasks. I mean, is that how much ammunition we use every day? Yeah, the south, Zaporizhia, yeah. This was interesting because I didn't know we would receive so many. But Poland delivered to Ukraine 200 Rosomak IFVs. I didn't know we got this many of them. Oops. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. It can drive to 800 kilometers. It can drive 100 kilometers an hour. Has 3 people. Yeah, it is IFV, right? With the gun on top like this. 40 millimeter. Wait, 30 by 173 millimeter MK44 Bushmaster 2. Is it the main gun? Is this the main GAN? 8 people in the back, 3 people in the front. Easy clap. Yeah, this looks alright. 200. We got 200 of them. That's alright. That's not bad. Right? Damn, Poland fucking rules. Holy shit. I posted this picture on my Telegram channel. Just typical Russia, bro. Bro, it's like, first of all, that's the only place where that letter can be put. But like, Holy shit, dude. It's right there. Just put it there. God damn. What a bunch of fucking disgusting pigs. God, I hate them. Just fucking hate all of them. God damn. Wow, big statement from Putin. All Russian officials need to use cars made in Russia. Wow. Oh wow. Yeah, sure they will. Like that guy that Durnev is showing us in the show that promotes Moskvich but rides Mercedes himself. Then it wouldn't look Russian. True. It's like, you know, it's like wildcats that piss, you know, everywhere to mark their territory and shit. It's the same thing. The United States confirmed the construction in Russia of a plant for the production of Iranian Shahed UAVs. Pentagon believes that the plant in Tatarstan can start working as early as next year. Well, we gotta have a missile that flies 2,500 kilometers. We need to bomb that shit. Oh, I was about to show you. Yeah, I was about to show you this too. In Novominsk, near Moscow. Jesus, the shit. I bet Moscovites don't even know where the fuck this is, but it's near Moscow. God damn. Sounds like fucking who the fuck is this? Sounds like one of the songs of Genghis Khan, dude. Commander stripped his subordinates naked. The authenticity of the video has not been confirmed. I mean, come on, let's be real, right? Well, no. A commander is abusing the soldiers. Look at this. The military police have been called. Male voiceover says. The video shows the 5 fully undressed men. Speaker claims that the video shows servicemen of the 4th Kantemirovka tank division.
Вот воинская часть, нахуй. Камбрик издевается над солдатами.
So here's the fucking military office, right? And the main guy is like...
Военную полицию назвали, раздели догола мужиков.
The guys are naked. They're punching them. They're asking them to pick the grass. Hey, listen, picking grass is probably the most useful thing they can do in Russian military.
No.
That guy doesn't give a fuck. Some guys are standing like this. He's like, fucking, look at my fucking cock, I did.
Moskovia, Narofominsk.
It says near Moscow, Narofominsk, tank division.
Главный камбрик, как его?
What's his name, the main guy?
Его нахуй. Вот люди начали возмущаться за то,
people
что
started protesting. Oh, you only can protest when you have weapons in the vicinity?
Все пошли прямо туда вперед, мы еще не выходили, вот тоже сейчас выходим.
Сейчас тоже пойдем.
Bro, what the fuck? Like, I mean, Jesus. It's the only places where Russians can have some form of fucking...
Сколько туда у нас. И это к чему-то, это бунт начинается.
Public outrage.
Да, конечно, не хватит. Зачем так издеваться? У всех же пределы есть. Но...
Alright. I'm surprised they didn't ask him to fucking, you know, bend over and spread their fucking cheeks. That's their favorite Russian position, you know? Ah, a big ass video with fucking subtitles. That's nice, that's based. New mobilization looms in Russia, says Vlad. Uh-oh. What else? Oh, an IQ video from Veritasium. That's interesting. I just talked about IQ with one of my friends today.
In popular culture, the term...
I wonder what is it about. You want to learn about IQ, boys?
IQ is everywhere.
Do IQ exams do that? You probably need 120 points of IQ.
Don't know what my IQ is.
IQ.
IQ.
IQ. Low IQ.
Fucking Trump says that. Remember I fucking posted like a picture of T that says for IQ or some shit?
Individual people who boast about their IQ are losers.
Fucking true.
When people say IQ, what they mean is
this show in UK? Oh.
Intelligence, an objective, rigorous measurement of intellectual ability. But does it actually work? Well, in this video, I want
To some extent, I'm sure that's going to be the takeaway from the video, that IQ test is somewhat accurate. Somewhat. Not always. There's always going to be outliers. There's probably going to be the
to find out where IQ came from. What does it...
I think we can 125 this, right? Pretty sure we could. Also for people with hearing impairments. there's
actually
subtitles.
measure? What can it predict about your life? And I guess, what is my IQ?
Oh my god.
I have never taken an official IQ test before.
What if he's gonna fucking fail and everyone's gonna shit on him?
Honestly, I don't think I'm terribly smart. I've always kind of considered my IQ to be maybe just a little above average.
I got 146 on one. I don't think that's correct. That's not correct, my guy. 100%.
Exothermic or endothermic?
I feel like that should be exothermic.
Good job, science guy.
There are a lot of IQ tests online, but I am very skeptical about their accuracy. Still, I figured some of them may be good practice for the real thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to do an IQ test for real. Before I
For
do
real?
that,
For real?
I want to try to improve my
On
score.
God, on God?
And so I'm going to try to do a whole bunch of practice tests. I think
Practice.
this test is trainable, but tomorrow we're going to see whether that's true or not. The idea of intelligence testing goes back hundreds of years, but the first concrete breakthrough occurred in 1904. English psychologist Charles Spearman was studying students' grades in different subjects, and he wondered how their performance in one subject, like English, would relate to their performance in another, like math. One option would be that the better a student did in math, the worse they would do in English, maybe because they spent more time on their math work and so had less time to devote to English. So performance in different subjects would be negatively correlated. Another option was that performance in one subject would be completely unrelated to performance in another. After all, different subjects require different skill sets, so maybe marks would be totally uncorrelated. The third option was that the better a student did in math, the better they would do in English. In other words, their marks would be positively correlated. A correlation coefficient can vary anywhere from -1 to +1. A correlation coefficient of -1 indicates a perfect negative correlation, meaning an increase in one variable corresponds to a precise, predictable decrease in the other variable. Similarly, a correlation of +1 indicates a perfect positive correlation.
I really don't understand fucking anything. Am I stupid?
A correlation of 0 indicates no relationship between the two variables, and any value between 0 and 1
No, I get
indicates a positive correlation, but the data has some random spread. The square of the correlation coefficient
Sup,
tells you
Aluma?
the amount of variation in one variable that can be explained by variation in the
We're watching a video. What does IQ actually measure?
other variable. For example, if the correlation coefficient is 0.5, then 25% of the variation in one variable can be explained by the other.
I have no idea what he's
When
saying.
Spearman
I'm sure it's
analyzed
gonna
his
make
data,
sense.
He found a clear positive correlation. Students who did better in math also
Oh, it's the same Spearman of the Spearman's RHO value fame? Yeah, that's right.
tended to do better in English, and the correlation coefficient was 0.64. But math and English weren't the only subjects the students studied.
Basically, he says that there's correlation between good grades in English language tests and good grades in arithmetic, and the correlation is 0.64. It means that that's the correlation between the grades.
They also took classics and French, and when Spearman looked at
This is how the IQ test was developed first.
the correlations between all of these subjects, he found the same pattern. Students who did well in one subject tended to do well in them all. So how do you explain this observation? Well, Spearman proposed that each person has some level of general intelligence, what he called the G factor.
Wow,
construct
the G spot, right? You have to stimulate that to have the...
Capture how quickly students could learn new material, recognize patterns, and think critically regardless of the subject matter, which explains why students' scores across subjects are correlated.
Those with high G score well on all subjects, and those with low G score poorly on all subjects. Spearman published his conclusions in a paper titled General Intelligence Objectively
You low G motherfuckers, is that a new insult?
Determined and measured.
I'm the origin... Oh, is that what they're saying when they're saying I'm OG, original G?
But the correlations weren't perfect. So
Oh, shut
on
the
top
fuck
of the
up.
G factor, Spearman proposed subject-specific factors, or S factors. A student's performance in math, for example, would depend on their general intelligence plus their subject-specific factor for math. Subject-specific factors could increase or decrease performance on that particular subject. Spearman believed that specific factors could be trained, but general intelligence was fixed. So he wanted to find...
I've heard that basically you can prepare for like tests and learn some things, but you can only improve so much. Like there's like a limit, kinda. right?
Way to reliably measure general intelligence.
I don't think that there's a limit necessarily with intelligence. I think that there's a limit, maybe he will probably explain all of this. I think that there's a limit of interest. If there's something that is really interesting to you, I think that your ability to understand it is going to be greatly improved. I don't think it has to do that much with your intelligence necessarily, but with the way of how like you're paying attention. Because I've noticed, I've spoken with some people who like, you know, when I talk to a girl and I tell her something that is interesting to me, I see that she doesn't understand anything, not because it's so complicated, it's because she doesn't give a fuck. So I think that's the reason.
At around the same time in France, Alfred Binet was tasked with figuring out which kids needed more help in school. Together with Theodore Simon, he developed the Binet-Simon test. Students were asked to name what's missing in the drawing, define abstract terms, and repeat back sentences. And there was also this question asking which face is prettiest. There were 30 tasks in all.
Oh.
Their performance was benchmarked against other students of different ages
Really?
in order to assign them a mental age. For example, if a student performed about as well as the average 8-year-old, their mental age would be 8. This mental age was then divided by their actual age and multiplied by 100 to arrive at a so-called intelligence quotient. And IQ was born. So
wow,
the
mental age, actual age? What the fuck? Wait, I think we missed it. What?
Benchmarked against other students.
Wait, give me a second.
There were 30 tasks in all. Their performance was benchmarked against other students of different ages in order to assign them a mental age. For example, if a student performed about as well as the average 8-year-old, their mental age would be 8. This
Makes sense.
mental age was then divided by their actual age and multiplied by 100 to arrive at a so-called intelligence quotient.
Huh. Mental age, which is a median, divided by your actual age, multiplied by 100. Okay.
And IQ was born.
So basically, that's what somebody said in chat a couple of days ago. It's 100 is the median. So 50% of the people will score 100 on the test. So if your mental age is higher than your actual age, you're going to go above 100, meaning that you're smarter for your age. But wouldn't that drop off with your actual age getting higher?
So the Binet-Simon test was the...
Oh, he will explain about it, don't...
world's first IQ test.
Okay.
It was translated by Goddard into English and brought to the US.
First IQ test.
At Stanford, Lewis Terman standardized it using a large American sample, and with some modifications, it became the Stanford Binet test. And for decades, it was the most widely used test in the United States. But this was just the start.
Yeah, that's what median fucking means, dumbass. We fucking Googled that shit, unless I misremember, but that's exactly what it means. That's what median means.
Many other IQ tests were developed, and they all had the same goal of measuring the G-factor. The way they did this was by assessing many different mental abilities, including memory, verbal, spatial, and numerical skills. Each one of these areas might have a subject-specific shift, but by averaging them all together, the idea was the subject-specific effects would cancel out, leaving a decent approximation of G. Of course, there...
Congratulations, Joblo, you're a normie, dude.
There would always be some error, but that's why psychologists designed IQ tests with upwards of 7 to 10 sections with distinct tasks to try to minimize subject-specific distortions.
Uh-huh.
All the different IQ tests differed in the number of questions and their difficulty. So to standardize the scoring system, each test was given to a large sample of the population. Raw scores were normalized, usually so the mean was 100 and the standard deviation was 15.
Mean is 100.
15, and that's how it's still done to this day. This is known as IQ, and it's meant to be a measure of an individual's G-factor in comparison to the rest of the population. The way it's scaled, 68% of people have an IQ between 85 and 115. Only around 2% score over 130 or under 70.
Oof. Damn.
11 lions, 4 cats, and 7 crows, so a total of... Oh, boy.
Official certified... Oh.
I was
Is he gonna have to pay you?
Studying for my IQ test, I practiced all the different types of questions.
Who said mean wasn't 100? But what are you arguing?
That appear on modern tests. One section will almost certainly be on vocabulary. They give you one word, like sanguine, and you have to pick which of the multiple choice options is most similar in meaning. Is it gloomy, asinine, recalcitrant, optimistic?
What the fuck?
or reflective.
How the fuck would I know? I don't fucking speak that language.
They might also ask you to pick a word with the opposite meaning. So what is the opposite of perspicacious? Is it canny, obsequious, dull, fanciful, or sagacious?
Well, how is this testing your intent? Well, test your vocabulary, right? But
another section
I know sanguine from Skyrim, but I thought it's like blood or some shit.
tests your ability to spot patterns with numbers.
You said median means 50% of participants score 100? Yeah, that's what I said. Is that not correct? Can you disprove that to me?
So pick the number that best completes the pattern. 3, 5, 8, 12. What comes next? Originally, I was looking for complicated patterns, but as I familiarized myself with the online tests, I discovered the patterns were usually pretty simple. A good technique is to find the difference between
That is incorrect. I don't believe you.
adjacent terms.
I remember we Googled that shit.
So in this case, the first two terms are separated by 2, the next by 3, and then 4. So the logical next term should be 5 more than 12, so 17. The answer is C. Sometimes the numbers grow rapidly, like in the sequence 3, 15, 60, 180.
Whatever,
What comes
bro.
next? In cases like this, I look at the ratio of one number to the one before it. In this case, the second number is 5 times the first. The next number is 4 times bigger, and the next one is 3 times larger. So the answer should be 2 times the fourth term, which is 360. Answer B. One of the best-known types of IQ test questions are Raven's progressive matrices. These involve a 3x3 grid with symbols in each of the cells. You have to select the 9th cell, which follows the pattern.
Okay, what is this? Wait. I know. Give me a second. Well, it's gonna be in the top.
I found that the bulk of these puzzles obey one of only a few
Wait, what the fuck? It's not in the top? Oh, in the top right. Right.
different
It's gonna be C.
logical rules. One is translational motion, so the symbols move from one cell to the next in a predictable fashion. The second is rotational motion.
Okay. Oof. It's gonna be... Wait, I know. Give me a second. I think it's gonna be D. Yeah. Something like that. Well, it's either A, D, or F. I don't think it's F. Doesn't make sense. I think it's D. It's A? That triangle fucks me up. What has a triangle? How much triangle rotates? So ever so slightly. How is that difficult? The triangle changes by 90 degrees each time. No, the circle does. Well. Oh, never mind. I was thinking that it's all the same sequence. So if it's that, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's A, and people say yeah. I would have picked D probably.
One or several objects rotate from one cell to the next.
Definitely not an F.
The third is missing symbols, where in each row or column...
Circle 90, triangle 45. Triangle is not. Well, here it is 45, actually. Oh, I see. It is 45. Yeah, that's right. It's A. Triangle gonna look left. I kind of... Yeah.
From one cell to the next. The third is missing symbols, where in each row...
Oh! Shut the fuck up. We're fucking solving this shit now. Okay. Triangle. Missing symbols. Well, it's supposed to be a star. The fuck? But how? Oh! Is it gonna be a big star? Or is it gonna be a small star? If small triangle, big star. If big triangle, small star. But not as small though. Why is that one so small? Is it big or a small one? Probably a small one. Yeah, small star. Why is it small? Because the other two are big ones? Oh, yeah, exactly. Because the first one has 3 shapes and 3 different sizes. As well as the second one. So the third one also will have to have 3 different shapes and 3 different sizes. So we get a small star.
Or column, each symbol appears once.
Small element moves to the right. Oh, that's how you thought about it. Oh, that's also kind of correct, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's also true.
So to figure out which symbols appear in the final cell, you just have to spot which ones are missing. And the fourth is addition.
Okay, I remember some shit like this. Okay, okay, you just add 2 things together? Well, this one's gonna be... Wait, what the fuck now? Oh, the first 2 are added. If the first 2 are added... No, that's not true. Okay, the first one, it's removed. This one minus this one. Oh, it's a minus thing. Okay, so if this minus this, you get triangle. No. If they overlap, they cancel each other. If they don't, they add together. So, makes sense. So, this is gonna be a Z. Right? Ugh. Yeah, it's gonna be B.
Where the first cell plus the second cell equals the third cell. In this case, lines that overlap cancel out, but a line plus nothing equals a line.
I figured it out.
In most modern IQ tests, all of the questions are completed under time pressure. You may have only around 10 to 30 seconds per question.
What the
this
fuck?
morning I'm taking an official IQ test, and I gotta say that I'm pretty nervous.
This little
I always
time.
want to do well on tests, you know, it's something I pride myself on, but at the same time, you know, who knows how this is gonna go. I'm not allowed to take you in there because obviously people don't want the questions getting out, and they don't even want video of what it looks like, and they're, you know, they're very strict about these
No,
things.
come
So,
on, really? Come
I'm gonna
on.
go in, do the
Shut the
test,
fuck
I'll come out, and I'll let you know how it went. Wish me luck.
What's remarkable about IQ tests is
Okay,
that
still
an hour
films
or
it.
2 of questions on vocabulary, numbers, and arbitrary shapes can predict a surprising amount about your life. For one thing, the higher your IQ,
For one thing, turns out they knew I'm Taurus.
the larger your brain is likely to be. A large meta-analysis from 2005 estimated a correlation of 0.33 between IQ and brain size. So high IQ is literally big brain.
Hassan isn't gonna fare well with a test like this. Holy shit.
IQ is also predictive.
Bro, somebody should fucking humble him and make him take the test so he would fucking... He will definitely lie about the result, but he will know deep inside.
School success. In 2007, Scottish psychiatrist Ian Deary measured the IQs of 13,000 11-year-olds. And 5 years later, when these students completed national school examinations, Deary compared their exam marks to their IQs.
Their performance on an IQ test when they were 11 correlated with their performance 5 years later on the GCSEs. About 0.8. That's an extremely high correlation.
It means about...
He was just staring into an empty screen and was doing this.
2/3 of the variation in national school examination scores could be predicted by IQ tests taken 5 years prior. Now, the correlation coefficient of this study is at the high end of the 0.2 to 0.8 range found in similar studies, but research supports the claim that IQ is a good predictor of school success. It also predicts how much schooling a person will complete. Maybe this shouldn't be so surprising, since some school tests are essentially IQ tests. It's been argued that tests like the SAT, ACT, and the GRE are basically IQ tests. They correlate with standard IQ tests at around 0.8. Now on my SATs, I got a score of 1330, which corresponds to an IQ of around 130. So it'll be interesting to see if my official IQ score matches that, or if I was able to increase my score by familiarizing myself with IQ-style questions.
I don't know.
But IQ
Uh-oh.
also has predictive power outside of school. One of the most
Stupid!
robust findings
Stupid! You don't know.
that IQ can predict job success.
Particularly in technical or high complexity jobs.
How do you measure occupational success?
You ask people's bosses to rate them. You ask what people's income is. You measure productivity in ways that economists use about, the output generated.
The correlations typically range from 0.2 to 0.6.
He's stupid.
And the effect is most notable for more complex jobs,
Open
which
your-
makes sense. The highest effect is for military training. In fact, the US military will not accept anyone with an IQ under 80.
Based.
They also limit to 20%
In Russia, they won't accept anyone over 80.
the number of recruits with IQs between
True, but fortunately for Russia, there's no people in Russia over 80 IQ, so.
81 and 92. During the Vietnam War, in order to increase the pool of applicants, they relaxed this last requirement. But what they found was that those below the threshold were 1.5 to 3 times as likely to fail recruit training, and they required between 3 to 9 times as much remedial training. Taken together, this added so much strain that the military ran more efficiently without the extra recruits. In total, 5,478 people recruited under this initiative died, at a fatality rate 3 times higher than ordinary recruits. So the military reinstated
Oh, that's what Forrest Gump was about, right?
their requirements, and today anyone with an IQ less than 80, that is about 30 million Americans, would be ineligible to join the military.
Oh, just pretend to be fucking stupid.
Even outside the military, IQ seems to play a role in how long you
Oh
live.
my
In a Scottish study,
God.
scientists uncovered IQ tests from kids when they were 11 years old. Now, 65 years later, they checked to see who from the sample was still alive at age 76. And they found that on average, for every 15-point increase on the IQ test, you would be 27% more likely to still be alive at age 76.
More likely?
A large meta-analysis confirms that people with higher IQs have a
Live
lower risk
longer.
of dying during the time frame investigated.
Because they probably like eat healthier and they fucking like work out maybe and stuff like that, yeah.
in each study.
The last major thing that IQ seems to predict is income.
This study shows a clear tendency for income to increase with IQ, and it found a correlation coefficient of 0.3. But the variance is huge. In fact, the top 3 earners in this study all had IQs below 100.
Damn, that's me right there.
A large meta-analysis
Below 100 IQ, not very high earner though.
the correlation between IQ and income to be 0.21. That is significant, but small. It means that only 4.4% of the variance in income is explained by IQ.
Maybe one of the reasons why we don't see as high a correlation for income is just because economically intelligence is not necessarily that highly rewarded, in that maybe there are jobs, like just doing a real estate type scheme, like maybe that doesn't require a huge amount of intelligence. Simultaneously, you have all these very high
Yeah, maybe probably like luck, most likely.
people who maybe become college professors, but that doesn't necessarily pay very well.
Yeah.
A lot of people who have very high intelligence scores don't have the same interest in accumulating money.
The relationship with net worth is even weaker. It hardly seems to correlate with IQ.
Oh, damn.
Even though people with higher IQs are supposedly more intelligent, and on average, they make more money each year.
But this apparently doesn't translate into saving or accumulating more wealth overall. But if IQ correlates with school achievement, job performance, income, and longevity, why don't we hear more about it? Why aren't more people tested? I think it's because IQ has a dark history.
When Henry Goddard
Racism.
brought Binet's test to America, its use and interpretation shifted dramatically. In France, Binet believed intelligence could be improved through education. He designed his test so that struggling students could be given more help to catch up. But in the US, the modified test was given to adults to rank them by intelligence.
No, this one.
And researchers like Spearman believed that G was unchangeable.
So what was your IQ?
That whatever general intelligence you were born with, you would have for the rest of your life. And many thought G was inherited, passed down from parents to children. These days we would say it has a genetic basis. There is some evidence to support these assertions. IQ appears fairly consistent over one's lifetime.
So they had tests done when people were 11 years old. They found all those tests in a filing cabinet and followed those people up. And
How would you get a good score at vocabulary when you're 11 versus when you're 30, where you have just way more words? What the fuck?
gave them the same test when they were 90 years old, much later.
Their scores, 80 years apart, were correlated.
90 years old? Yeah, no fucking shit, dude. What is this?
At around 0.5 to 0.6.
They didn't tell you, but you answered everything correctly? Highly suspicious, by the way.
There's also evidence for a genetic basis to IQ.
You find, for instance, that if you get two identical twins and give them an IQ test, they have a very strong correlation. It's actually about the same as giving the same person the test, a few weeks apart.
Henry Goddard used the claims that intelligence was inherited and unchangeable to put IQ at the center of the American eugenics movement.
Uh-oh.
Eugenicists wanted to prevent those with undesirable traits from having kids. In many states, laws were passed to enable forced sterilization of people who failed to meet a certain threshold on an IQ
Idiots,
test.
imbeciles, and rapists.
The constitutionality of these
Not
laws was
allowed.
upheld by the Supreme Court in 1927.
Even words that we now use as insults, moron, idiot, imbecile, were used as scientific terms.
In his
I mean, there's a big one he's missing. Why is he missing that one? Wait, he doesn't want to use that? Why? He missed a word there. What's up, buddy? Well, I feel like you missed one word. Close. Very close. It also starts with an R.
Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes wrote, "It is better for all the world if instead of waiting to execute degenerate offspring for crime, or to let them starve for their imbecility, society can prevent those who are manifestly unfit from continuing their kind. 3 generations of imbeciles..."
Imbeciles covers that?
...are enough.
In total, over 60,000 people were forcibly sterilized as a result of these laws. In fact, they served as a model for Nazi Germany. Hitler himself claimed to be inspired by American eugenicists.
These have been used for horrific
America bad inspired Hitler. Confirmed.
things in the past.
At the Nuremberg trials after the war, some Nazis quoted from the American Supreme Court decision.
Given this awful history, I think it's understandable that many people completely disregard IQ today. On the science of intelligence, there are a number of things those...
That's silly to say. I disagree with that statement. Given the history, that's like, what the fuck? Like, it depends. It's a tool. It's a test. It depends how you use it. If you politicize it too much, yeah, obviously. But
early researchers got wrong. One is that IQ is not entirely determined by genetics.
Not entirely?
Quantify the effects of genetics versus environment?
When you look at twin studies, on average, across the whole lifespan, it's about 50-50 to heritability and environment.
You simply can't, for ethical reasons, estimate it in humans, with a reasonable degree of certainty or accuracy. Given my reading of that literature, it's a pretty broad range, probably somewhere between 40% and 70%.
Okay.
And since
maybe your genetics will, he says 40 between 70, it will depend if the environmental factors are big ones or not small, because those are the ones that you can control, right?
Education can improve IQ, it is not completely fixed over a lifetime.
Plus, intelligence might not be a single construct as initially imagined.
Yeah, how smart is he? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
These days, scientists recognize 2 forms of intelligence, fluid and crystallized. Fluid intelligence is your ability to learn, process information, and solve novel problems, whereas crystallized intelligence involves the knowledge you've accumulated over your lifetime.
I would call it that intelligence and, what is the word in English? Like, when you're erudicy, you know what I'm talking about? Whatever.
Both types of intelligence increase throughout.
You just know a bunch of stuff, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're a smart person.
Childhood, but fluid intelligence peaks in early adulthood and then declines, whereas crystallized intelligence remains more stable. But IQ has been further misused to promote the idea of racial differences in intelligence.
There is, for example, an observed gap between the average IQ of black and white Americans. Articles have also been published on the IQs of different nations around the world. Many of these nations are purported to have average IQs below 70. That's the cutoff for intellectual disability. How could this be? The conclusion that some draw is that there are genetic differences between races or nations in intelligence. But I think that's a gross misrepresentation of the data. The problem, I'd argue, is that IQ tests don't necessarily measure what you think they're measuring. And the proof is that there's a representative sample of white Americans whose average IQ is 70. Who are these people? Just ordinary Americans who lived around 100 years ago. Researcher James Flynn...
Oh, that's interesting. So when society progresses, every generation becomes just smarter. I would see that. I would see that as a... I could see that.
And studied the average results of IQ tests over the past century. And every so often, the tests get updated and renormalized.
I could see Trump voters.
To keep their average at 100.
Now, what Flynn noticed was that each time they got renormalized, the scores had to be shifted down a bit more, by about 2 or 3 IQ points per decade. And if they didn't do this, what we would see is that the average IQ of the whole population was increasing at a steady rate for the last 100 years,
That's
adding up
interesting.
to around a 30-point increase. This is no...
The nation is just become smarter. That would make sense. Otherwise, if we wouldn't have this, if the nation wouldn't become smarter, then education gets better, technological development gets better, information dissemination, information like absorption, and stuff like that. It would make sense that's why we have new discoveries, because people are just like, baseline is just smarter.
known as the Flynn effect.
Were our immediate ancestors on the verge of mental retardation? Because 70 is normally the score for mental retardation.
He almost said it.
Are we on the verge of all being gifted? Because 130 is the cutting line for giftedness.
Now, the genetics of the population haven't really changed over 100 years. So what caused the increase?
Environment.
Well, there is some debate about the true causes, but one of them is probably improving childhood nutrition and health.
Height also increased across that time period, right? People got taller and taller and taller.
Another cause is better education.
There's lots of evidence that school makes you more intelligent.
Couldn't watch this on Twitch? Why?
I'm better at problem solving
Oh, because...
if you have more knowledge. Because it's
'Cause
easier for you
mental?
to make associations if you have more things to make the
Less
associations
lead?
with.
A third proposed cause is a shift in the types of work that most people do, from mostly manual labor 100 years ago to much more abstract thinking these days. And that shift may have made us better at answering the types of questions that are asked on IQ tests.
Rotate again.
The point is that IQ
That was so easy, dude. I knew that answer in 2 seconds.
tests appear to objectively measure intelligence, but they don't. Even in the same country, separated only by time, cultural changes can affect the average scores on IQ tests.
So why shouldn't we expect cultural differences between groups at the same time to have the same effect? Some tests go so far as to label themselves culture fair, meaning the questions should be equally valid for all cultures. But the truth is, it's impossible to...
Bro, his beard looks like it's fucking transplanted. What the fuck, dude? It's just kind of weird, man. I don't know.
construct such a test.
Does that work?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, that's just a title, right? That's just a marketing term. I don't think there is such a thing as a completely culture-free or culture-fair test.
Culture fair tests assess visual relations, geometric shapes, and patterns, ignoring the fact that cultures differ in, for example, whether they have words for shapes or spatial relations. These differences influence how people think about and use categories. It's also debatable whether cultures without printed materials even perceive them in the same way that we do. What culture fair tests don't assess is ethnobotanical knowledge, or training dogs to hunt, or surviving alone in the rainforest. Arguably, these forms of intelligence are more important for survival than knowing, say, the next number in the sequence. But since they are less common in our culture, and we don't have good ways of measuring them, we see IQ puzzles as the definitive way to quantify intelligence. And the people who make these tests agree. There are stringent requirements before a test validated for one population can be used with a very different population.
Even in the limited forms of intelligence that IQ attempts to assess, there are factors other than G which affect the final IQ. Like motivation. How much someone is incentivized to complete the test can have a marked impact on their score.
Many studies have tried paying
Told you about
subjects to complete
motivation.
an IQ test. In some studies, they're offered a little, say around $1. Other studies offer between $1 and $10, and the real high rollers offer more than $10.
A large meta-analysis showed that motivating people in this way increased IQ, and the larger the dollar amount, the greater the average increase. At the high end, IQ increased by up to 20 points. The effect is largest
Damn,
for those
bro.
with below average IQs, so in addition to G, IQ tests also measure motivation. But it doesn't stop there.
They do rotate.
Training and coaching for an IQ test can boost
He looks
scores
so
by up to 8
stupid.
points.
I just completed the test in some random notice, not to barely talk after that. It seemed pretty fair. There were lots of different sections. The math section in particular, I feel like I killed. Those questions were easy. I would say, having done the test, I feel like that should be trainable. Like, you should be able to train someone to do that well.
Test taking strategy is also important. Some people are just better at taking tests under time pressure than others.
I think the hardest thing about the test was the time limits, looking for the patterns in a series of shapes. And it just normally takes me a little while, and so I feel like I didn't finish those.
You have to know when to skip questions, how to eliminate clearly wrong answers, and when to guess. Anxiety also plays a role. Apparently, a small amount of anxiety is good, but past a certain point, it negatively impacts performance.
I guess the overall review is, I think I did okay. And I think the training actually really, really helped. That's my prediction. Let us fast forward to the future and see how I actually did.
Is he stupid? Guys, predictions.
I actually got my results from the author of the IQ test.
Damn, bro.
There are three areas, three specific areas.
For the math one, for the numbers ones, I think
Jesus
that's
fuck.
where I felt really comfortable.
Jesus, dude. Fucking nepotism Andy over here.
When I, got there before the time was done, and then I could go back and look at a few things.
Yeah, you blew the roof off the quantitative one. On the quantitative, it was 143. Whereas on the crystallized intelligence index, it was 132. The fluid intelligence index was 118, which still is a higher score than 88.5%.
It's not bad, but it's interesting that one is.
Wait, that's his scores? Wait, we're missing it. Wait a second.
For the numbers ones, I think that's where I felt really comfortable, and I, got there before the time was done, and then I could go back and look at a few things.
Yeah, you blew the roof off the quantitative one. On the quantitative, it was 143. Whereas on the crystallized intelligence index, it was 132. The fluid intelligence index was 118, which still is...
I'm confused what IQ tests have to do with the war. Because you have low IQ, my guy. That's why you don't get it. Okay? I'm sorry to break it to you, but
it's a higher score than 88.5%.
It's not bad.
You just don't get it.
It's interesting that one is significantly lower, I guess.
And that's not an unusual difference. Around that concept of G, people have strengths and weaknesses. If we were to look at the best estimate of G for you on this set of tests, and it'd be different if you took a different test, it was at 134, which is higher than 98.8% of the population.
Damn, he's smart, huh?
Hopefully you're not disappointed with any of that.
No, I wanted to do well. I feel like my motivation was high, possibly higher than the...
Yeah, YouTuber that makes science videos is smart. Good one. Fake news.
The average person.
So, what is IQ good for?
He literally gonna answer your question. Congratulations. Chaos Viking.
My clinical practice now is forensic neuroscience, and about 90% of my cases are death penalty. One of the most common issues is what's referred to the Atkins defense, after the name of the U.S. Supreme Court case that eliminated the death penalty for people with intellectual disability.
Can't the criminal just throw the IQ test? Can't they just intentionally answer every question wrong?
We know that. I mean, we include, just like in the test that you took, there are embedded measures of invalidity. It's detected using various mathematical algorithms. We're better than 95% accurate in detecting people who are attempting to fake poor performance.
Oh, wow.
One thing that we might be interested in doing is to boost people's cognitive ability early in life so that it takes them, even if they go into cognitive decline.
What does that mean? He's gonna make a test fake that he's just gonna say he pretended to be stupid, therefore you can kill him.
It takes them longer to reach.
I'm tired, boss.
Reach the point where they'll have sort of functional, actual everyday problems where they lose independence, whether it comes to dealing with their money or whether it comes to dealing with reading labels, whatever it is that people struggle with when they get into kind of later stages of cognitive decline. If we could discover a way to lastingly boost people's intelligence, that would be massively helpful.
Maybe its best use is in identifying individuals with strong intellectual abilities who haven't otherwise been able to demonstrate them.
Teachers would recommend that a kid...
You haven't demonstrated you have high intellectual abilities.
gets put in the gifted and talented program because generally they've observed them doing well in the classroom. But if you replace that with a standardized test, an IQ test, you find a higher proportion of poorer kids and kids from minority ethnic backgrounds in the gifted and talented program when you use an IQ test. And the reason is that you're using an objective measure. You're not just relying on some teacher's opinion. Getting into a good school was about who you knew, or who your parents knew, or how much money your
see, you're low IQ, my guy.
Parents had. Not so much about how you were doing. The idea that you could try to develop an objective-ish measure that would try and iron out all those social biases was clearly a well-meaning idea.
IQ is something that...
It means that some questions are so easy that everyone should be able to have them correct, and if you have those wrongs, you cheat. He said complicated mathematical models, okay? Not as just fucking fake questions.
Not only psychology, but the general public has a love-hate relationship with it.
Tell me about that.
Psychologists hate to talk about, intelligence and people's intelligence test scores and that kind of stuff. And I've had parents, when I've included intelligence as part of a neuropsychological evaluation of their kid, they say, well, yeah, I'd like to know his IQ, but we don't really care about that. What was it?
And then I also think you have the debate about IQ. Extremes on both sides, which I think doesn't help. You have the extreme of people who say...
A bat and a ball cost $1.10. If the bat is $1 more than the ball, how much is the ball? A bat and a ball cost $1.10. If the bat is $1 more than the ball, how much is the ball? I mean, I would assume the first what comes to mind is the ball is 10 cents and the bat is... No, that's not true. That would be 90 cents more. Ah, that's the trick, right? Well, the ball is probably $1 more. 5 cents the ball, and the bat is $1.05.
This is the most important thing ever. People's IQ is a majorly important factor that we must know about them, and we can classify them into particular schools or particular ways of education or whatever. That's on one extreme, and I think that's totally unproductive. But there's another extreme. The other extreme is the kind of blank slate view, which is that these tests are completely useless.
Bro, I got 160 IQ. What the fuck are you trying to catch me some fucking bullshit, dude?
They don't tell us anything.
I'll fucking
They're
destroy
only
you,
a tool
okay,
of
just by
racism
thinking
and,
about it.
prejudice and so on. I think that's wrong as well. And there's just this massive firestorm on both sides happening around them, and the people in the middle just get forgotten. The people who have more moderate views on these sort of topics. So, you know, I'd recommend that people look for the more moderate views on this.
I think the big mistake is thinking that IQ in some way determines someone's worth. What's much more important, in my opinion, is how you interact.
Is how much money you got, bro, and how much pussy, dude. That's what's more important. Imagine he would actually say that. Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious, bro? I would have fucking I would do a spit take, bro.
Accurate and help the people around you. Man. Which is why I think Stephen Hawking said, people who brag about their IQ are losers.
Took longer to get it? Bro, I was just pretending, okay? I can't just, like, instantly give the most sophisticated answers, okay? People will start suspecting something, you know? I can't be doing that. I gotta pretend I'm stupid, right? Otherwise, nobody will ever want to prove something to me. They'd be like, okay, man, you're smart. We get it. Whatever, man. I'm just fucking around, right? Or am I? What is this?
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. This person has a pet ribbon worm, and don't worry, this is totally harmless.
Yeah, no, I've heard that the way he does this, he spits his fucking guts out to look for food or some shit. It's literally his stomach that he spits out. He grabs the food with it, and then it goes back into his fucking worm shit. That's what I was doing to your mama last night. Oh, no shit.
This old guy decided to randomly harass this construction crew.
You're not getting the point that slower consideration spots the wrinkles in a problem? Bro, you're trying to prove something to me? I know better. I don't know. I don't know. What are you trying to say? I don't understand. I'm stupid. Well, from the I just went from 160 IQ to 80. Well, from the point of view of prolonging our species, it's how often you fuck the most important. Depends on that with that point of view. That's not necessarily true. Provided necessary technological development, we could potentially colonize fucking planets. Wouldn't that be the better view? Wouldn't that be a lens through which you can view the prolonging of our species? Because currently we're on one planet. If something happens to this planet, we're as a species, we're fucked. We're over. But if we have several planets, we're kind of like much safer, you know?
Yeah.
I'm calling the sheriff's department. I just got assaulted by this old fuck.
Fucking fool. No,
Don't worry, he wasn't hurt.
Yeah, fuck him. It's Jason Bourne.
These people thought it would be smart to get close to a bear.
Oh. What is their IQ?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This poor bodyguard couldn't keep up with the singer.
You are very quick in getting the right answer. 90% of people pick the 10-cent answer because they look for the easy, obvious answer. Well, I am in that percentile or whatever. I just assumed that's some fucking bullshit, so I would assume a lot of people would assume the same. But
What is that?
bro, don't grab the fucking squirrel. It's gonna fucking
tiny
bite your
squirrel?
nuts off.
Baby squirrel. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that face. Look at that face. Oh, I'm in love.
This plane allows
What the fuck?
passengers to play against other passengers in a game of Battleship.
Oh, dude, all of those questions, all of those like simple questions, I usually like. I've heard so many different variations of different questions. They all like have a trick to get you, you know? Damn, she don't give a fuck. Holy shit.
I know most criminals aren't very smart, but this is very, very dumb. This guy
Bro, what is up with the fucking intelligence today? What the hell? Everything's about it.
was trying to hide from the police, but forgot to take off his high visibility vest.
Wow, that's fucking funny. Holy fucking shit. She looks like that fucking NPC from Fallout 4. What the fuck is this fucking shit? Holy fuck. She got them fucking chompers fucked up.
I just learned that flamingos can make this sound.
I'm literally so close to him. Oh.
Huh.
Permiso. Yeah, me voy, no.
Water.
He's gonna open the window? Yeah.
This little guy is exhausted after chewing on his
Is this Poppy?
box all day.
There's Poppy the prairie dog on TikTok, and he says, Poppy! And she's like, woo! Woo! Does that. Ooh, Ukrainian parrots.
Do you have something? Do you have something to say?
I had no idea that
No
something like
shot it did that noise.
this was even possible.
Snail?
This baby snail is so light that it's able to crawl upside down on the water surface tension.
Just eating the surface film.
so weird.
That's pretty
That's so
cool.
weird.
Kiwi.
This beekeeper made a fully functional beehive out of Legos.
Frames I have inside the Lego beehive.
That is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Wow. Isn't that interesting, guys? No? Oh, okay. Well, maybe because you have a low IQ, okay? If you had higher IQ, maybe maybe it'd be more interesting to you. What's this? Oh, guys, our fellow fucking yellow Tifer, dude. Let's. Is he upset?
What were you doing in 1967?
Yeah, I wasn't alive.
Elvis and Priscilla got married, the Beatles released Sgt. Pepper's, San Francisco ushered in the Summer of Love, and, setting a template for politically ambitious Russians everywhere, future Soviet President Yuri Andropov became head of the KGB. NATO, meanwhile, was drawing up its big battle plan. and it's just as well they put a lot of thought into it at the time, because they didn't write another one until, well, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, pretty historic, huh?
This was not invented by a Russian. The rotten system you call communism.
To be fair, throughout the Cold War, NATO didn't need much more of a plan than to work out where East was. Okay, there was a minor falling out and a bit of rejigging required when France withdrew from the military command structure in 1966, but generally everything rumbled along quite happily. There was an obvious and common foe, defence budgets were healthy, and Western societies understood the threat with all the privations that entailed. But with the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, the edges started to fray. Too many countries took too big a bite out of the supposed peace dividend. And with Francis Fukuyama's theory of the end of history, liberal democracy was deemed to have triumphed over every other form of human organisation. So who needed a massive standing defence alliance? Then 9/11. Counterinsurgency became the in vogue defence policy, and the idea that NATO's heavy metal would be needed again seemed very out of date, quaint even. As recently as November 2021,
Yeah,
Britain's then
kick
Prime
up is
Minister
not
Boris
good, people
Johnson
say.
said, "We have to recognise that the old concept
of fighting big
Watching browser?
on the European landmass, which I think is what you're driving at,
are over." That aged about as well as one of his party invitations. Luckily, cool heads within the military thought differently, and the current Supreme Allied Commander...
Guys,
Europe-
here's what you can do, right? You can just donate and subscribe through Kick, and then watch through YouTube. Isn't that fucking great? Go do that. By the way, subscribe on Kick, guys. Don't be a stranger, okay? And donate. Just use the !tip command, and you will see all the links in chat. Just click any one of them, whatever you prefer to support the stream. I'd appreciate it. You can also write a little message there, and it's gonna show up in here probably.
US General Chris Cavoli has made it his mission during his tenure to update NATO's plans in the face of a reinvigorated threat from the east. The first plan in nearly
Expired landmines. I mean, good luck with that.
60 years. This I had to see for myself.
Ooh, he was there.
The military side of NATO is based in Mons in Belgium and is called SHAPE, the Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers Europe, set up by General and future...
How much does YouTube take out of super chats? I don't think I have them available. I need to get to the 1,000 subscribers first in order to activate that. So I don't think you can even support me that way. So I have other links. Use them. It's a very good way to support me. So appreciate that.
Future US President Dwight D.
Just
Eisenhower,
type !tip, and you're gonna get just the tip.
At the end of the Second World War, it's a world away from NATO's swanky glass and aluminum edifice 20 miles up the road in Brussels, where you find the more political bit. I'd never been to SHAPE before, so I'd asked a few mates what to expect. They told me it had a kind of porter cabin in a car park vibe. Having visited, however, I can see how ridiculous that description is. Quite frankly.
Oh, ignore the stream elements thing.
And car parks.
Just
the headquarters is, shall we say,
that off.
impressively rugged. It seems to take delight in its rough and ready, pencils and staplers already packed in the Bergen chic. Anyway, SHAPE is where all the beefy military plans are drawn up.
Their plans are completely ready.
The new plan, endorsed last month at the NATO summit in Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, is based on 3 regional plans. One for the north, covering the Atlantic and the northern Arctic flank, one for the centre, for the Baltic and main landmass of Europe, and one for the south, the Mediterranean and Black Seas. Overlaying these geographic plans are concepts for space, cyber, logistics and special forces. Just as the Supreme Allied Commander is always an American, his, and so far it has only ever been a his, deputy is always a British officer. I interviewed General Sir Tim Radford in SHAPE and asked him why it had taken so long for NATO to get out the marker pens and yellow post-it notes. He said, and I quote, "We've spent the last 20 years doing a different type of warfare. We've now returned firmly to collective defence, I think we were distracted. I think we were attracted to the threat of the time, not realizing that the sleeping bear would wake up at some stage. Well, it has woken up. But so has NATO. In the near future, General Cavoli is going to give specific roles or pieces of territory to defend to each nation. This is a return to the old days. As a young and pretty chaotic, if devilishly handsome tank commander in Germany, I was shown the exact piece of turf my tank troop of 3 chieftains were detailed to defend. It meant I could draw up cunning and imaginative schemes to thwart the 1,500 or so tanks in the successor to the Soviet Union's Third Shock Army. I even knew where our alternate fallback position was. When I asked where our third position was going to be, I remember my commanding officer looking at me with a mixture of pity and slight bafflement. The new plan will also set priorities for where each country should invest, what type of kit to buy, and so on. Now this is tricky. It will take great diplomacy and force of personality from both the civilian head of NATO, currently Jens Stoltenberg, who has just been extended in post again, a bet that I said was worth a tenner, and the military chief, if individual sovereign nations are, in effect, and in the politest way possible, going to be told what to do with their defence budgets. But if it works, it will be a total revamp of how NATO is built, how it organises itself, and how it commands and controls operations in the future. NATO's summit in Vilnius also endorsed the idea that the pledge by members of spending 2% of GDP on defence by 2024 will be a minimum requirement rather than a vague aspiration.
Before the war in Ukraine, I would sometimes be asked if that was not an arbitrary number. And I would respond, perhaps it's arbitrary, but I know every chief of defense in Europe. Each one of them has a shopping list, and each of those shopping lists is well over 2%.
That's good news, especially as currently only 11 allies meet the bill. The US, UK, Poland, Greece, Estonia, Lithuania, Finland, Romania, Hungary, Latvia,
He looked
and
sus.
Slovakia. Lagging at the back are Canada, Slovenia, Turkey, Spain, Belgium, and Luxembourg, whose defence spending is currently under 1.4% of GDP. Generals Cavoli and Radford and their staffs, along with NATO's political leaders under the stewardship of Jens Stoltenberg, have done sterling work updating the alliance. General Radford told me the new plan will see NATO emerge as a proper military strategic headquarters that can, for example, turn up the heat in the Baltics and turn it down in the Balkans to pose strategic dilemmas to Moscow. But has NATO totally shaken off that Cold War mindset? Is it too focused on Russia and geography more broadly? Consider this. With most of Europe in NATO and most of NATO in Europe, does that make NATO responsible for all Europe's security concerns? The population of Africa is set to double by 2050 to 2.5 billion people. Just think of the migratory pressure that's going to place on Europe's and NATO's southern flank. What of Islamic extremism and terrorism, a very real threat to the southeast and of great concern to NATO members like Turkey? And what of China?
Drop the bass.
Even if you ignore the ideas of NATO morphing from a geographic club into a community of values, military action against Taiwan, for example, will draw huge American resources away from Europe, which in turn
Holy
may make
shit,
a
those
bruised,
fucking
vengeful
shells.
and opportunistic Russia do something stupid again. So, does NATO need to play more of a role in the security of the Indo-Pacific? These are all live concerns, and different countries may seek other ways to address them with their defence budget, just as General Cavoli's plan comes in. A plan which kind of tells, or at least forcefully suggests, where the defence budget should go. Not everyone may agree. General Radford told me just gaining consensus for the plan by all 31 NATO nations was challenging, and this is just the start. A bit like me and my chieftain watching out for the Third Shock Army. Defense in Depth is a weekly video.
Yeah, I mean, the more countries you have, that's kind of the problem that these like regimes exploit, right? The weakness of democracy is that since you have to account for everyone's opinion, it takes a lot of time to actually agree on a decision. while the autocracies can move much quicker than that. You know, but okay, let's continue the news. So what is this? One of the Russian drones fell on Romania's soil today. Not true. Ministry of Defense of Romania said that it's not true. So if you've heard the news like that, it's not true. Liquidation of orcs with 82mm mortar fire. Enemy position. Put the little. Oh. Ooh, nice. Right in there, huh? Enemy? Oh, is that where the video's from? Dude, that is insane fucking shot. Holy shit, dude. God damn, bro. Fucking sent to the hell. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that was beautiful, man. Zelensky statement. There are heavy battles at the front. The occupiers are trying with all their might to stop our boys. The attacks are very brutal, says Zelensky. Inspection of military commissions reveals many disgusting abuses. Everything will be presented to the public. People who have gone through the war should work in military committees. In total, terrorists have already launched at least 1,961 Shahed drones against Ukraine, and a significant number of them were shut down. In Moscow region, production of batteries caught fire. Beautiful cancerous smoke in Russia. Nice. Love it. More! More. Okay. The Estonian government has given the authorities of Narva 15 days to formulate proposals for the renaming of 4 streets named after soldiers of the Red Army. Yeah, get that shit out of fucking Europe, okay? Every fucking Vatnik should go home. Dude, I've seen a couple of TikToks today where some fucking Vatniks are like in European countries are like pestering Ukrainian girls. Not Ukrainian men. They never do that with men. Fucking pathetic fucks. Danish nationalists carried out another protest. Guess what they burned this time? You guessed it. It was Koran. Man, they love burning Korans, huh? Barbecue fucking utensils. They should have, if they wanted to go like extra mile, they should have fried like a pig steak or something like that. Pork chops. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Russia targets neighbor Kazakhstan with army recruitment ads. Uh-oh. I don't have notifications for tips. I think I know what the problem is. Okay, I'm sorry, I will, did you actually, I will be your TTS this time. Did it went through? Oh, it does. Send a message. I will say it out loud. Damn. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I don't have on the credit card. I don't have I don't have an alert on the credit card because it's like connected with a different thing completely. But if you want to have a message, you have to use it. You have to use PayPal, or you can also subscribe. I'm not sure if you can subscribe and and provide a message on my, but my PayPal link. I just also remember it. I have to change it a little bit. You did so far. I see it once, so it did work. I got it. Appreciated, by the way. Thank you so much, buddy. I see that. I see that it went through, but yeah, you can't put a message there. You can through PayPal, but I will need to actually change something up because the link that is in the bot is actually not the ones that. Oh my god. Well, PayPal works for me fine, but I do have to change. I think I will have to. Okay. I need to change widgets. Is it widgets or is it alerts? Chatbot. I have to change the link actually, because the link is supposed to be like this, so you would have okay. Yeah. Oh, well, here's how it works, right? The bank thing is like a completely different thing. It's just a link for people who prefer to use a credit card. But what is connected to like alerts on the stream is the PayPal link. It's not technically, it's through PayPal, but it's technically the bot link, right? The bot handles those alerts and stuff. So when you subscribe on Kick, when you tip through PayPal link, you can type a message, and there's going to be an alert on stream. But everything else is not gonna produce any alerts. I did see your dono though on my phone. My bank told me about it, so I do appreciate it, buddy. Thanks. Thanks for the support. It means a lot. It really does. But yeah, the PayPal thing will work now. It just has to be I changed the link a little bit. It's gonna be PPL. And it will work. It's gonna lead to like a bot page where you can type your message and stuff. Okay, this is interesting. Russia targets neighbor Kazakhstan with army recruitment ads. Reuters reports that advertisements offering an immediate payment of over $5,000 for joining the Russian army have begun popping up on the screens of Kazakh internet users amid the escalating Ukrainian conflict. It's been escalating for a fucking year and a half. Kazakhstan, a former Soviet republic bordering Russia, is home to over 3 million ethnic Russians and has traditionally been one of Russia's closest allies. The Astana government, however, has not supported what Moscow calls special military operation in Ukraine and called for peace. They promise a one-off payment of almost 500,000 rubles to those who sign a contract with Russian military, and the monthly salary of $2,000. And undisclosed extra benefits. Receiving a bullet in your fucking head? How about that benefit? Yeah, they will never pay you that money. Yeah, sure, we'll pay. Just go to the front line for now. South Korea, man crashes car into a crowd of pedestrians and then broke into a shopping center and attacked people with a knife. What happened? His favorite K-pop star called him a bad word or some shit. Favorite K-pop star released a bad song. Yo, that old dude did not give a fuck, bro. Look, it's just whatever. Man, you gotta be a little bit crazy than usual, you know, to like try and stab people. It's not like shooting people. Shooting people is like not personal. Stabbing is like StarCraft Team Lost. Stabbing is like so personal and visceral. I feel like you gotta like be a little bit, you know. Dobson, are you saying people who stab people on the streets are crazy? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's a bullet I will bite, okay? African countries are calling for the unblocking of Russian fertilizers located in the ports of the EU countries so they can enter the markets. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. In the occupied city of Tokmak, ammunition is detonating at Russian military depot, media reports. Nice. Good. Bro, no fertilizers, bro. Shut the fuck up, dude, okay? Our grain is getting fucking unblocked. You can eat the grain. What do you need fertilizer for? Have you seen your fucking... you can put fertilizer in fucking sand. It's not gonna start growing fucking food. Maybe. I mean, I saw The Martian. He did kind of the same. It did work, so I don't know. From September 1st, China will impose restrictions on the export of UAVs due to the accusations of supporting the Russian Federation. The official of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Li Yucheng, who was responsible for relations with Russian Federation, resigned. China refused to introduce a visa-free regime for Russians, which was announced by the Ministry of Economic Development of Russian Federation. At the same time, China, together with Russian Federation, continues maritime exercises off the coast of Japan. Interesting. Good. I mean, fuck Russia, right? Ukraine has started negotiations with the USA regarding a bilateral agreement on the provision of security guarantees. These security guarantees will strengthen Ukrainian progress towards future membership of the Euro-Atlantic community, including the EU and NATO, which is the ultimate goal. The most reliable security guarantee. That's true. Bilateral security guarantee. Is that a security guarantee from USA that when the war is gonna like end, USA will provide security for our country before we're gonna enter NATO? Just like what they did with Sweden and Finland. Is that right? Just buy Russian fertilizer from Ukraine, they have a surplus? True, dude! Fucking true. We have fucking full trains loaded with Russian fertilizer, okay? We can give it to you for free, dude. Just bury that shit in the fucking ground. Easy. Fucking real and fucking true. That's a funny comment. Well done, bud. It's a good one. All right. Okay, boys. I am really hungry. You know what I ate today? I ate fucking watermelon and 2 burgers from fucking McDonald's. That's the only thing that I ate. Watermelon was good, but I've been pissing so much. It's just fucking water. It's just like you eat a balloon of water. It's kind of weird. But MRE? No MRE. There is an MRE somewhere there in the box. The last one that's left. But no MRE. I need to kind of like restore my flora and fauna in my in my stomach. So what I'm actually leading up to is that we're gonna end today a little bit earlier, right? There are a lot of fucking videos we gotta watch though, but we'll definitely catch up. We'll catch up. We'll watch some interesting stuff. So no French MRE, fuck that shit, dude. We had one fucking MRE from France, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Yeah, I gotta prepare. Heal my tapeworms. No, man, I've been working so much. I just want to kind of rest a little bit. Stream every day is like, I appreciate you guys tuning in, but it's I don't know, especially after a fucking Twitch fucking debacle, it's fucking annoying. You're gonna eat a lot before the sleep. I'm not gonna eat a lot. I'm gonna munch on something, actually. I don't know on what. I don't really have anything to munch on. Maybe like some vegetable or something. I don't know. Yeah, I had a week off, and this week I started working again. Came back to job, and the fucking Hassan video is Hassan video is still a looming thing over my head. Oh, right, we can do raids. That's right, you're right. We can do, and we should probably. Let me take a look. How can I do that? Still, it says 0 viewers. No, it's 48 viewers. But how can I raid? I don't have a raid command. Oh, I can host. Can I host Destiny? Destiny's alright. Say hello to chat. Did that work? I don't know how it works in I don't think you're supposed to. It says host, but I don't think I can raid. Can you raid on Kick? How to host raid?
How to host on Kick. Hi there, today we will learn about how you will be able to become a calendar train. Easy type /host, just need host, and once you input on a host, it start on Kick, and that's.
Oh, okay. So you just type /host, and you host. That's Tiny. Is he streaming though? He is. I don't know if that worked though. Maybe I have to end the stream. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm ending the stream and then it's gonna work. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I will definitely be streaming tomorrow. Okay. I appreciate you always, always being here. It's nice, even though that I am still sure it's temporary. We lost Twitch, but I'm still sure it's temporary. Okay. Hopefully they still didn't reply, so there's still a chance. Okay. I will force myself to finish the Hassan video. I got the script. I got most of the links for the videos. I need to find more like clips of him, and then I need to actually film it. I've been thinking about it today, and I was like, oh, I gotta do it. It's kind of over my head, I'll try to. I'll try. Okay, I'll do my best. I really don't want to, but God, I hate making videos. That's why I'm not a YouTuber. Okay, good stuff. Anyway, love streaming though. See you tomorrow. Okay, have a great day. Bye. Leave now. Love you.